All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Hey, we just had a great little pre-chat with everybody before we hit record. So if you're in the chat room now wondering why are people listing all these islands, we had a little bit of fun saying, what is your favorite island that you've been to, or what is your dream island that you've never been to? So there's been a lot of amazing responses. Even Prince Edward Island from Canada got into the mix, which is pretty amazing. But for those that I haven't met, or if you're watching the recording, maybe somewhere in the world with Alivea, maybe you're just recently joined. Maybe you've just never joined one of these calls before, or now that we're posting these in the app, which I'm going to share here in a moment. Um, Maybe you're watching it for the first time, but my name is Craig Smith. My wife and I are 1 Million Hope ambassadors. And we just absolutely love being part of this company. It's our pride and joy. We have a lot of other traditional businesses. We own a whole bunch of different kind of traditional, from restaurants to coffee shops to wine bars to management companies to hospitality to real estate firms, a bunch of different things. But out of all of those things, what we love the most is not only Alivea, but it's been Alivea that's been allowed us to do a lot of those things. So today we're going to talk a little bit about, what Alivea can be for you. Because if you're just starting a business, it's kind of like resetting. And that's what I love about Alivea. That's what I love about what we get to do as a social business. You could have been running and gunning for the last 90 days. And it's good to reset. It's good to take a second and kind of let's get together and focus on where we want to go next. You maybe have taken the last 90 days off. Maybe something's come up in your life. Maybe there's a health issue, a family issue, um, work issue, right? There's so many different things that can do that. The beauty is, oh, Tracy Clark said never been to an island. Well, there's the dream. There's what we're going to be talking about in a second, Tracy. I love that. Because maybe that's a goal that you want to do, and this is what can help make that happen. Because all the things that happen in this business, unlike traditional business, is you have employees, you have the costs, you have all those things. What's nice is with Alivea, it's not going to penalize you. I say penalize, but then I get made fun of because it's the Canadian way, I guess. Um, but here we can take we can refocus at any time and then get going. I've seen so many people that have had great success and start moving through the impact levels a year, 2 year after they get started. So it's really about when the timing's right, and the timing is right when you just say it's now. It's not about making it perfect. It's not about trying the perfect. It's like it's just making that decision. So the fact that you guys are with us here today, the fact that you're listening to the recording, if you are, the timing's perfect to dive into today's call. So that being said, so my wife and I are Global Hope Ambassadors, 1 Million Hope Ambassadors. We usually do this call with Christy McGuyan, who's the company's corporate trainer, who is insane, brilliant, amazing. I think everybody, if you agree with what I just said there, give a thumbs up for Christy in the chat room, because I've met a lot of great trainers in this space. She is such a great communicator. She's just got such an amazing heart for this business. So join us next Saturday. She's going to be on next Saturday. And oh yeah, everybody's just putting love and hearts and symbols. She's a blessing for all of us. I mean, she really is, isn't she? Oh, somebody dropped a Zoom meeting. Maybe that's what recording she just did. I don't know what that was. Yeah, she's very good, right, Penny? And a lot of times Christy and I get to do this together. And the reality is we're not really doing it to get, the reality is we're all doing this together. We're one big team and supporting each other. Yeah, she was Olympic level trainer, so which is pretty cool. That's what I love about this business. Like a lot of times, even though we're on Zoom and you guys are in the chat room and I'm kind of chatting with you, we are still collectively together. We're working together. We get to be together as partners. A lot of people reach out to us via email or cell phone or text or whatever, and or when we meet at events or meetings. But there's this common connection to being a business partner together, where a lot of times, we've owned businesses where people in our business left and go start a coffee shop down the street, and it's just there's that weird level of how businesses work at times. There's such a synergy and connection together. And our CEO Sam Castor is so approachable, and his wife Linda. It's just such an amazing company. So let's go through today. What we're going to do is do a little bit of shift. And this is great that if you're brand new, you maybe have never seen this. And if you join these calls all the time, you haven't seen this in a while because we haven't even really done this a whole lot this year. We're not going to go through every part of this, but I want to touch on a few slides that really kind of get in the mindset around launching a company. That's, our traditional business is very entrepreneurial. Alivea has afforded us the ability to take money to invest into companies, and we've just become very good at building companies. We've been good at building businesses, and we have, hundreds of employees now. We've got the whole corporate infrastructure. We've got the CMO, the CEO, COOs. We've got CFO. We've got, you know, uh, key directors in our companies. And all of that is structure that helps drive success in our business. And so when we're launching new companies, we always kind of focus on, right now we just invested into a company out in Tucson where I did a call from a couple weeks ago. And, in that business, we're managing that business. They're contracting us to help manage their business. So we had to go through a checklist of how to correct course and get going. Well, that's the same thing with Elevea. When we're social business partners, the company is doing everything for us, the hard stuff, right? They're developing the product, the packaging. Oh, by the way, we just saw the first run of the new packaging for the new sports hydration project that's a product that's going to be launching in partnership with the World Paddle Rating. So this is going to be the most unique product launch we've ever done, the electrolyte product. It is, I don't know. It's hot. It's really, really hot. It's really cool. It's different than what we've ever done. And it's great creating its own category. It's very, very cool. But the company's doing that, right? The company builds the website. They paid for the app for us. They do all the commissions, they do all the taxes, they do everything for us. So, what's beautiful is that we don't have to do all that stuff, but we do have to do something. Now, we're not obligated to do it. We don't get kicked out as a distributor if we don't do it. We don't get fired. So these are all kind of nice things, right? Oh, Tracy's saying she can't wait for the hydration product. Yeah, it is. Oh my gosh, it's looking so cool. But we do have a role. And it's very easy not to do that role because we don't have somebody pushing us. If we've for those that are either are still working or have had jobs, or you'll know that, if you don't show up for work, it's not a good thing. We know you're going to get fired, right? So there's this instant motivation to go do this because it's part of the innate nature of the business. But in this one, it's a lot of self-driving. And you guys help me stay connected because I love doing these Saturday calls with you guys. I love going to the events. I love doing special calls with Sam and Linda Castor and Steve Burns. Like those things get me fired up. I love doing the work we're doing at the pros, the podcast. I did 4 podcasts this week. Shockingly, all of them were NIL athletes, young athletes. And I mean, the way they communicated was so good. And their love for the products and the love for this company was amazing. It was incredible. When does it look like the new release of the product? We're trying to launch it at the big event here in Dallas. So stay tuned for that. So, but all of this to say, when you're launching a business, it's about doing some things right. It just doesn't happen accidentally. It's not just going to magically grow. We do have stuff we need to do. And so if you are brand new, I want you to kind of hear this from like, oh, have I done this yet? And if you've been around for a while, this is a good little checklist for 2 things. One, it's kind of like recheck yourself, sometimes kind of refocusing, and then also kind of double checking, are you doing this with the next person that launched you? So once you're already involved, the next time you sponsor someone, think of yourself as launching a company. You just didn't sponsor somebody and they place the order and then you're running away. Like I get excited about this idea. It's like I'm launching a company with that person, and that one person, who knows, maybe they become the next Dave and Kelly Osborne and they, build this huge business. I mean, you are building a company and partnering with them, and you want to make sure you do everything you can do to help support them and making sure that they understand all of these steps. But I'm going to touch on something before this because there's something that in this line of business, and I think all entrepreneurs, there's this kind of connection to what's driving you because, it's not like a job. It's not like employment. It's not like where you're showing up to work because you have to, because you're getting paid and you get into this routine. We have to find our own energy on finding consistency about wanting to share this, these incredible products. We want to get excited about sharing the mission, sharing the purpose, sharing like our stories. Like we want to continue to do that. And it's very easy not to. Mm. but when you love our products. By the way, is anybody put sparkling water in their focus or fuel or fix? I just started doing that. It's so good. That was a side note. Okay. So, from here, this is this checklist. We're going to go back to that in a second, but I think this part, yes, Tracy puts it in her fix. It is so good, right? When you add that, use sparkling or ice sparkle all the time with the lemonade. Oh, oh, I would love to hear what people have to say. Has anybody received their new pink lemonade and the new orange yet? And write a little testimony about what you think around that. I'm going to share something on Facebook in a second, but let us know what you think of the new products if you've received them yet. So find your passion and it's no longer work. I think that's a huge of Kelly. I bet that would be good with pink lemonade and vodka. Okay, that's a new Alavea product coming out. Yes, 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 the pink lemonade with fuel. Nancy knows like all the combinations of our products. Is there a central place to ask questions about connection and maybe the difference in sharing health products in Canada where we have extra hurdles in paid healthcare? Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, we are actually working on something that's going to be a portal of communication and answering questions, and it's actually AI based. So I can't tell a whole lot about that, but it is something we're working on. It might be a little bit down, not too far down the road, but yes, we are working on that. So that's great. Just got the new flavors. They're so good, so flavorful. Oh, nice. Okay, so finding your passion, it's no longer work. I think one of the greatest people on the planet who literally shows up like this every day is our CEO founder, Sam Castor. Sam doesn't need to be doing this. He's had a lot of success. He's done a lot of things in his life, he and Linda, but they have this passion and their faith around nourishing kids around the world. Alave is the vehicle to make that happen. He's passionate about our products getting into people's bodies. He's passionate about seeing social business partners succeed. He's passionate about nourishing children around the world. Like it's not work. And like his work schedule, I think at times I've got a lot going on with all these companies and stuff like that. I feel like Sam's in this other world, and but it's not work. You just anything he wants to do. So can what does it take to move into that transition? If Alavea isn't work for you, it's just purely this passion. And this is something many of you have been part of this with myself and our friend Vince Pacente. We've done these trainings in the past. I'm not going to do a long one on this, but there is something about reconnecting to this concept. So if you're brand new and just getting started, or if you've been around for a while, step out for a second and reconnect. It's kind of like in the business world. Stephen Covey talks about this. Dr. Stephen Covey talks about, you know, uh, you have to take time to work on the business, not just in the business. So often we're so in the business. We've got to get our samples out. We've got to do something on social media. We've got to post. We've got to come up to the meeting. Oh, there's a Saturday call with Craig. There's an event coming up. Oh, I've got to follow up with my customer. We're so in the business, right? It's really great, kind of like on a quarter. Oh, the Anthony Elephant was a huge eye opener for you. Oh, that's awesome. That's a book by Vince Pacente. Um, that's a huge thing to be able to do every now and then. Is to take a step out. It's a great thing to do quarterly. Kind of what we're doing today. We've gone through that first quarter of the year. We're starting quarter number two, and taking that step second to say, okay, well, what is the thing that's driving me? Because in this business, the thing that drives you is going to be your consistency. It's your gauge of consistency. If you find that you're going 2 or 3 weeks without thinking about Alavea, if you're not consistently using the product, if you're not checking your Ripple every week, if you're not tuning into any calls, if you're not going to events, if you're not giving out samples, stick in story, as Christy would say, if you're not doing those things, there's something that's usually happening. It's one of two things. It's going to be something, it's usually tied into your buzz, and then it's going to be tied into your belief. So these are two great kind of exercises that you can do this weekend. Take a sit back. Maybe you're somewhere where the weather's a little nicer this weekend. I think somebody said, oh, actually, somebody said it was going to be 30, but I was thinking Celsius. So I'm sure you were saying Fahrenheit. So maybe that's probably actually nicer compared to what it is. But wherever you are, if it's not nice outside, do it inside. Set up a nice lamp, get comfortable, make yourself a nice Elevate drink, and kind of like reconnect to like what is that thing that drives you? What is it that you love most? Like for me, it's undoubtedly, I know my absolute passion is supporting small business entrepreneurs. I love it, both within Alavea and with investing in small business owners. We're here. We were the ones that invested in this young couple who have now built this patisserie empire down here in the islands. I love supporting small business owners. I love seeing the stories. We'll go to Dallas, you see Cheryl showing up. She's created her own CrossFit Granny shirts, and seeing her ripple. I love seeing Nancy Ray, traveling around the country, and seeing her ripple constantly get better. Dave Osborne, and so many of you who I've met. Like, there's this passion about helping um, uh, business owners. So that, for me, I love that. Like, but you got to find what is your own thing. What's your own buzz that drives that joy and that energy and that alignment, that faith, that passion in your life. Maybe it's the nourishing of the children. I know for a lot of people, that is what drives. And then there's this big question around, okay, if that's the driver, if you really, really love nourishing children and you're very passionate about it, then you start to ask yourself, well, am I doing what I could be doing each day to further that passion around, seeing my ripple grow? Or am I setting goals and where I want my ripple to be? The company's at what, 66 million servings. So that's why we talk about measure what you measure matters. But what you measure is you're measuring it kind of, maybe you're close to 10,000. Can you get to that 10,000? Dave Osborne, 7.6 million team ripple servings this month. Like, I remember I started doing these calls with Dave. You would come on, Dave and Kelly and his family would come on, and I think you were at like 3 million. So, it's pretty darn exciting. Nancy Ray's about to hit 3 million servings, 80, and working on 80K. Like, so there's that vision. So that driver, what is that purpose? And maybe that purpose is, you're at the stage of life, you're wanting to leave a legacy, and you're wanting to, because you can will your business to someone. Maybe it's, the money side of what can be generated. I don't think we talk about that enough with Elevate. We spend so much time about nourishing people and nourishing children. We forget the fact that people are making hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in this. Some people are making $100. Some people are making $1,000 a year. Some are making 10,000. Some are making 50,000. It's all possible, and we're still a small company. So Sam Castor talked about this not that long ago. He said momentum's a really funny thing. It's you can't orchestrate it. You always want it and plan for it, but then when it hits, it just hits. And he's been through a company that they took to billions of dollars in business over the years, billions and billions of dollars in business over the year. And we all kind of feel Alavea is in this moment. We had a 33% increase last year. We're in double-digit growth so far this year in the first quarter, about the same pace. Like, when you start continuing seeing that kind of growth, good things happen. We're about to do a massive launch with a new product, with the hydration product, which is going to put us into a category we've never been in, but not just by ourselves. It's going to allow everybody to go talk to tens of thousands of new people. Like, there's something about to click here. Our international business, the European business, is growing really, really well. The Australia, Japan. It's, yeah, basically what I'm saying. It's exciting. So, we are in that phase, but bring it back to you. You're the CEO of your own social business. What kind of empowers, excites, and fires you up there? Shirley saying 66 million servings. I mean, so incredible. Cheryl's at 2.6 million servings. Wild. So for where you are at, kind of reconnect. What is that thing that really drives you that each day you're going to talk to somebody about? And it's, write it down, put it on your phone, share it with someone. It's, or even attach. This is a little bit what Finding Your Buzz is about with Vince Pacenti. It's the gold dots. If anybody remembers the gold dots, we put gold dots all around the house. And when you put those gold dots, it reconnects you to your purpose, your buzz, your passion, your vision of what you're going for. And I love what Vince always talks about is that when you're pushing for something, say you connected to that vision, we'll use the 1 million Hope Ambassador. You got this way out there to be a Million Hope Ambassador, because we want to see way more people at a Million Hope Ambassador. And a gold dot there, but when you see that gold dot, you don't react to contrary evidence. I think that's such a great line. So you don't react to the current environment, but you connect yourself to that experience that you've already had being at that level, reaching that level. And then you have your faith and your purpose and your drive around doing what needs to get done to get there. And I just fully believe that's how it works in the sense that, the right people are going to come into your life. You're going to find not only great customers that drive great, consistent revenue, and it grows your ripple, but you're going to find some people that all of a sudden are like Cheryl, that are like Nancy, that are like the Osbornes, that are like Shirley, that want to grow the business and they're going to start really growing it. And that's when it gets exciting. So find your buzz. Take some time today to find your buzz. And this is one we've done quite often. We've done this training, but maybe if you're new, you've never seen this, or maybe you haven't done it in a while, and it's a good time to redo it. And this is kind of like your belief chart. And the belief chart, and why is the belief chart important? Well, I think there's this thing that I think we all kind of know that happens. Like when you talk to Sam Castor about everything to do with Alivea, your energy kind of like picks up because his belief is so high on all of these. He's just transmitting this level of confidence, this energy, this wisdom that he has because he's at that level. Well, how do we all get to be at that stage? Well, it takes, diving in, it takes plugging in, it takes learning, takes reading, takes growing in all these different areas. So, and this is, by the way, one of the very first trainings I was ever introduced to by my wife, who's the one who did it. She wasn't my wife at the time, but she talked about saying, circle what your belief is on the company. Think of Alivea and think of it, okay, do I believe in this company? Where's my belief level, my confidence level? Am I in the negative zone or am I in the positive zone, one or two? Or am I like, I believe this company has the leadership, the financials, the capability, the products to be, $100 million a year company? Yeah, I'm a 5 out of 5. Ask yourself and then circle that. And you're right. We want to get all of us at fives, but it's not realistic to think we all will be right away. Or if you're brand new, it's like, man, I'm still Sam who? What's his last name? Sam Castor. So that's why this checklist, I'm sharing all this because, going through the checklist helps start to grow the belief in these different areas and it will allow people to grow. And then why it's so important to connect people onto other people or to connect three-way calls or jump on FaceTime with someone. So if Nancy Ray was talking, well, Nancy Ray's not a good example because she's got such high belief, but let's say Ray was below and she wasn't quite sure about the product. She thought she's had one good result, but she doesn't know about enough of all of them, or she's only just getting to know the company. She knows zero about the industry. And, she has belief in herself, but she's like, I don't know if I can do this. But there's something about it that she likes. There are a lot of people who are like that in Alabama. And if you really kind of be honest, a lot of times when you started this, that's probably where you were at because how would you know these things? So the belief and the positivity grows, but it doesn't mean you have to wait. The belief grows as you start sharing this with people. That's the most fascinating thing. But you can connect people who have stronger beliefs. So you connect people to like a Cheryl or a Nancy Ray, or I'm just looking at who's in the chat room, to a Dave Osborne, to the Morgans, there's so many great people out there that Michelle, now all of a sudden you've got somebody on the phone with you or at an event, or now that we're doing more of these inside out events, Mindy did one this week. Well, when you bring somebody to that event, there's somebody in that room who has all fours and fives, and just their energy and how they talk about it is very attractive because they have such strong belief and in each one of these. But the other thing is that, you want to continue this journey while you're talking to people to continually grow. So these are some of the things that you can be doing, coming to the events. We've got a big event in Dallas, products, being a product of the product, like really commit to transforming your health and creating your own routine with the products, adding maybe some walking and stretching or going to the gym or whatever. Maybe you take up a new sport, pickleball or paddle, whatever you may want to play. The industry is a real fascinating one because there's so much new growth in this industry. You've got influencers online, you've got online sales, you've got face-to-face, you've got the ability to build teams. There's so much money being generated in this space today, but maybe you don't know much about it. So that's where, again, we're coming to the events, talking to people who've had success. You can start to grow your own belief and say, oh, this is a really viable, valuable way of doing business. I look at it because really we have this massive affiliate type system. Every company in the world is now diving into affiliates, Nike, Adidas, you name it, the biggest brands. this should be a sign that we are on the right track. We are the leaders in building and being able to build this. And then, of course, belief in yourself, and that could be, growing your own faith. It could be different kind of personal development books. There's so many out there. It's finding the ones that speak to you that you love. And, maybe it's asking people, what book really inspired you? What book helped you? Some people, have a struggle with money. I know I did for a long time in my life, not worthy for that. I'm not, it's almost like as money came in, I had to spend it right away because I wasn't ready to create a level success. But it took different mentors that could help shift that. We've been talking about one with a book here with Vince Pacenti was a big one for me, but you got to find your own and find the ones that really speak with you. And today's world of audiobooks and online books and podcasts, I mean, it's unlimited of what we can do and find that. So I'm going to go here very quickly. I'm going to ask you to take a screenshot of this because we try to keep these calls to about half an hour. So I'm going to wrap up about 5 minutes. But, you know, doing this checklist, if this checklist isn't easy, or if you're not doing it, or you've never done it, or don't want to do it, more than likely one of those two other things we just talked about is off, right? They're the purpose, the finding the buzz, spend some time on that, because when your buzz is there, guess what? You're going to go through this checklist and you're going to be great at doing it with everybody who joins your team. If your buzz is there, if your belief is really high, you're going to run through this checklist. You're going to be great at getting new people who join your business to go through this checklist and help them plug in. As you do that, you start to build an army of more and more and more people that are really dialed into their buzz. They're really dialed into Alavea as that vehicle. They've fallen in love with Alavea. They've got love is in the middle of everything we do with Alavea, but they've got that love in their heart, right? They're really connected to it. And then, of course, you start to see this kind of shift in how you show up as well. So, but every 90 days, kind of like we're doing today, it's a great time to reflect, take a step back and say, okay, I'm going to work on the business rather than in the business. So today is a working on the business. It's going to be resetting my purpose, rechecking my belief. Is there any new books I can enter into my life? And then, readjust yourself with these checklists to getting started. So one is make sure you screen capture this, go through these. They're all pretty self-explanatory, but we want to have a very clear process in getting people set up with their flagship, teach them how to get in the back office, go to shopalavea.com, get a couple hats and some great stuff. Friends, inspiring transformation. I love that. Defining the first goals. This is a tough one because if you're brand new, what I have found is if you help present what the first goals should be, people adapt those goals and then they build their own goals as they move forward. So because we have the team builder program, it defines our first goals. It defines our path. We want to help everybody start off as a team builder and then move to 1K, 2K, 5K, 10K, 20, 40K to get all those bonuses. That is the road that we want to get everyone on. So from here, building your customer base, getting your product for free, it would be transformational if everybody had, 20 customers, every single month. Now, some people have zero, some people have three, some people have 10, some people have 20, some people have hundreds. But when we set that goal for somebody, set that level of expectation, say, hey, one of our first goals we'd like to do in the first, 30, 60, 90, 180 days, whatever time frame works with you is you want to have a bulk of customers. Why do you want to have customers? One is you're helping, it's part of our mission, right? We're helping people live a healthier life, where our ripple is growing. And from a commission standpoint, to 20 customers on our average orders, you're going to be generating, $1,000, $1,500 a month just with our real estate commission. Our real estate commission is so high, so strong. Like Sam Castor talks about, our hybrid of our rewards program is incredible. So having customers and then helping other people do the same thing, now you're building a business that's incredibly sustainable. Communication, really tapping into the app. Next week, we're going to do more on this app, but I'm going to show it right here. If you haven't downloaded, I like to keep it in my main menu at the bottom. So Alavea is always present. Every time I open up the phone, I don't have it buried in my phone. I have it right there. And then when you open it, you've got all of this great information. You can scroll down. You can see where the ripple's at. So it's at 66 million servings. You can see Ann and I's are at 65 million. And that's mainly because we were here at the very beginning. So, And then the way you go through is at the top. You can go to the social media, you can go to videos. And in this video section, you see all of the recordings now we've got all the Monday night calls, the Saturday calls. Here's a new pro call, all the Tuesdays with Christy. These were older calls with Linda that are just so good. So they're left up there. Under the business, we've got this new section. This is all of the training on the inside out. So it has all of the videos, it has the presentation and all the details. So this shows you how you can set up an in-home meeting where you can invite some people and just create that great energy and synergy all from your phone. And what's really cool about this is, people ask, well, how do you, um, share this information? So you can share it directly from your phone. Now, if you want to print it, what we recommend is click share, and then you can copy it. So what I always recommend is you copy the link at the very top, and then I send it to myself to my computer where I can then download it on my computer and I can then print it from my computer. So it doesn't work great printing from the phone, but this app is so cool. It's got so much. And then the last part is you can go into your back office. You can track, how close you are from getting to the next rank. You can track your commissions. That's a good thing to track and be proud of. So all of those things. The last thing I'll touch on here is, so staying connected, supporting the social media pages. They are so good. There's so many great things that are happening nowadays on our social media. So, and you want to bring that energy into those. Here, I'll go over to, oh, that's not the one I want to share. Where is it? It's this one. Yeah, so check this out. Like when you go to, I think this is it. You go to the Instagram page. So here are the new flavors. So if you haven't loved this yet, you want to click love, you want to add a comment. So this is a great video highlighting the two new products. There's so many great little things, but these are things that you can share that creates excitement, that creates belief. We want to add feedback on these things. There's great inspirational stories about our mission. So we've got that on Instagram. We've got that on Facebook as well. This is a great site if somebody's learning about the products, the Mix Alevea. So it has all these different drinks. We're actually updating this week with a bunch of the new products. And then if people want to learn about who we are, this is a great one to dogoodfeelgoodnow.com. It's got a great video from Sam that talks about the vision. This is the new Simple as 1, 2, 3 video that really defines of getting started with our targeted health system. And then you've got these great testimonials of people who have great credibility and, they're loving the product. So this is a one page. They can't get lost. It's all there. Makes it really, really simple. But it starts with you first, helping people go through that checklist and then getting started and plugging in. So every Monday night we have a special call. This Monday night we've got a very, very special call on Monday night. So I'm going to finish with this. So the 30th, March 30th, Sam Castor and Steve are going to do a call that's going to define why this new hydration product, because of adding Ace Man into electrolytes, is such a massive game changer. This is based on data from Dr. Santiago. It's this whole new presentation on, really explaining this. So if you want to really learn why this is so valuable, why this new product's going to be so huge, this is a great call. This is good for your guests. This is good for your social business partners, good for you. So everybody, Monday night, 7:30 p.m. Central, this Monday night of March 30th. And then the following week will be the kickoff call of the month. The first Monday of every month, we do the kickoff call. So a lot of good things going on. I hope you guys got some value today, kind of stepping outside of your business for a second. Say, let's use this weekend to work on my business, work on me, work on how I can build my belief, work on how I can refocus on my purpose, and then, get dialed in where you want your business. We got a big event coming up here very shortly. For those that are brand new, if you don't know about it, it's right here. Let's see if I had it up on the screen. There it is. It's the Impact event in Dallas. So if you haven't made the decision, join us. It's Friday, May 1st, Saturday, May 2nd. It's in Dallas. It's going to be amazing to get together. We have a great group of people. We've got a big pickleball party on the Saturday night. I'm going to be giving lessons to everybody. We're going to be playing. We're going to have so much fun with this thing. But most importantly, we're launching a lot of incredible things. And this is, again, where you dive in and you'll see your belief grow. You'll see the relationships grow. You see so many chicken and pickle. That's exactly what we've rented. So you start to see this new kind of excitement. But because we're launching great things, and because we already are on this growth curve, we're moving towards that position of this kind of momentum. We're not there yet. Momentum kind of takes this like next level growth, and but we've got everything lining up to do that, and we all working together is what's going to make it happen. So all right, everyone. This is a ton of fun hanging out with you guys. It's so like hot and humid down here. It's like I'm talking to you guys and sweating, but that's kind of fun. That's why I got to focus here to recover. So I hope you had a good time this Saturday. It was awesome hanging out with you guys. Let's have an amazing Saturday, but most importantly, let's have an amazing Aloe Vera week, and let's go impact people's lives. I love this. My hope is to see products like eligible for FDA changes. Yeah, I think there's so many good things going on. You're absolutely right. All right, everybody. Blessings. Have a great weekend, everyone. Have a great week.